If we asked what you think of when we say the name Jones, you'd probably say something like James Earl or Indiana.
Indiana Jones.
But if you were thirsty, you might think of Jones Soda, the craft soda that once seemed to be all the rage and then suddenly wasn't. So what happened to those colorful little bottles? Well, today we're popping the cap on whatever happened to Jones Soda. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel. After that, please leave a comment and let us know what other soft drinks you would like to hear about. Okay, this one is a limited edition, so get it before it goes on eBay.
That's a good soda.
Confusing though it may be, a Kraft soda is not a soda made by the Kraft Company, or a mac and cheese flavored soda, although someone should get on that. Manufacturers of craft soda tend to be smaller, sometimes even local businesses, and they can't be affiliated with or owned by a major soda producer, or they're not really craft sodas. Such soft drinks are typically made in small quantities, and usually from natural ingredients. Their manufacturers often eschew sweeteners like sugar and high fructose corn syrup in favor of more creative flavorings. All of that tends to make craft sodas costlier to make and more expensive to buy. But customers who have a taste for such beverages don't seem to mind paying the higher prices because they believe it gets them a higher quality soda. Some of the most successful brands of craft sodas include Dr. Brown's, Captain Eli's, Sprecher, Boylan, and of course, Jones Soda. Like Ryan Reynolds, maple syrup, and moose attacks, Jones Soda comes from Canada, more specifically Vancouver, British Columbia. The company was founded in 1995 by Peter Van Stoke. The name seems to be a reference to the slang term Jones, meaning a strong desire or craving for something, as in, I'm really jonesing for a soda right about now. The original vision for Jones Soda came from Van Stoke and photographer-designer Victor John Penner, who were looking to create an alternative to sodas like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, and, we assume, make a few nickels in the process. Their creation hit shelves in 1996 and was first available in 6 flavors: orange, cherry, lemon lime, strawberry lime, raspberry, and grape. When it came to the product's image and marketing, the original idea was to decorate the bottle with random photos taken by Penner. But shortly after it launched, the company began to be inundated by photos taken by customers who hoped to see their own work on the bottles. Van Stoke quickly realized the value in what the company calls user-sourced participation, and soon they began featuring fan-submitted photos on the packaging labels. In 1999, they even launched a then pioneering program called My Jones, which allowed consumers to customize their bottles with their own pictures and messages. Customers loved the idea, and the company quickly received over 1 million user-submitted photos. By 1999, over 85% of the company's revenues were coming from the soda. In the beginning, Jones Soda started out small, real small. Using what they called an alternative distribution strategy, the company built its reputation by selling its beverages in places like record stores, tattoo and piercing parlors, clothing shops, and sporting goods stores. But then, in 2003, Jones made headlines by releasing a limited edition turkey and gravy soda around Thanksgiving. The unusual flavor completely sold out in less than 2 hours.
It's actually not bad.
Really?
I would take this over alcohol any day.
In fact, it was such a success, Jones would begin releasing weird holiday flavors and special limited edition sodas on a regular basis. For example, Jones had celebrated Halloween by releasing flavors like Zombie Juice, which tastes like green apples, Bloodsucker, which is strawberry lime, and Werewolf Piss, which actually tastes like orange chocolate. Wait, the soda or the piss? There's also S'more Soda, as well as Key Lime Pie Soda, Green Bean Casserole Soda, Salmon Pate Soda, and if that's not wacky enough for you, they also make sodas that taste like perspiration, dirt, and antacid, like a bootlegger at Hogwarts. These flavors frequently sell out and become collector's items. They're often ransomed on secondary markets like eBay for way more than they're originally worth, making Jones Soda somewhat like the Beanie Babies of carbonated beverages. The incredible success of Jones would soon catch the attention of some of the biggest corporate players in the beverage market. As we mentioned earlier, a craft soda technically can't be made by a big corporation, but that doesn't mean it can't be distributed by one. And in 2004, Jones hooked up with the good people at Starbucks, who apparently felt they needed yet another form of caffeine to sell their customers. Jones Soda became available in nearly 4,000 Starbucks locations. But that wasn't the only corporate partner they picked up, because at the same time, Jones made a deal with Target, making the mega retail chain the exclusive distributor of their first ever line of canned sodas. Prior to this, Jones was only available in colorful 12-ounce glass bottles that came with quirky fortunes written on the underside of bottle caps. There were no cans of Jones, and and Jones didn't flow from any soda fountains. In 2007, Jones became the official beverage of the Seattle Seahawks. It's a bigger deal than you think, because prior to that, no NFL team had ever signed an exclusive beverage contract with any soft drink other than Coke or Pepsi. And in 2008, both Alaska Airlines and Horizon Air started serving Jones Soda on their flights. Given all that, you'd think Jones would be exploding like an overshaken can of Duff, and that was true for a while. By the mid-aughts, Jones Soda was a media darling success story, making somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 million a year in revenue. But then, like a bottle of uncapped soda, it went flat. In 2007, the company lost nearly $12 million, and in 2008, it lost another $15 million and had to downsize its workforce by a walloping 40%. The struggles faced by the once rising star of bottled soda were the result of two factors. The first was the Great Recession of 2007 and 2008. A worldwide economic depression put millions out of work, and like many other businesses, Jones felt the sting. As for the second factor, well, remember when we said Jones started selling their soda in cans? They made that move because they were hoping it would help them compete with the big boys of their industry, Coke and Pepsi. Instead, it drove the company into a hole of debt it couldn't climb out of. Between 2007 and 2016, Jones Soda wouldn't have a single profitable year, despite going through CEOs like relief pitchers. In 2009, Jones partnered up with Bethesda Softworks, maker of the massively successful Fallout video game series, to release Nuka-Cola. And in 2010, they inked a deal that finally made the soda available in Walmarts across the country. But the collaborations didn't seem to help. In fact, all those partnerships might have been at the root of the problem. According to former CEO Jennifer Q, the success went to the company's head, and it simply lost its edge. In her words, "We got too corporate. We launched a lot of different products along the way, and we lost our focus on Jones Soda." Getting too corporate is obviously going to be a problem for a company whose slogan is, "Run with the little guy. Create some change." For example, one problem Q cited was that she felt the company had started spending way too much on things like marketing and advertising. Whatever the case, 10 years in the red didn't leave anyone feeling too bubbly about the future of Jones Soda.
I declare bankruptcy!
After 34 consecutive financial quarters spent flushing money down a toilet, the company finally made it back into the black in the last quarter of 2015. The change was mostly a result of cuts made by Q, which included reducing spending on advertising and marketing, as well as drastic reductions in the salaries of the entire board of directors, including her own. Obviously, cuts will only do so much good if the company doesn't start earning a profit, but in this case, those cuts set the stage for a tasty miracle, because in the first quarter of 2016, Jones Soda increased their sales volume and revenue enough to actually make some money for the first time in years. It was a modest profit of just $49,000, but after a decade of disappointing sales, it was a cause for celebration. According to Q, the renewed success came from reprioritizing their customers. The company's website revamped in a way that made it much easier for consumers to buy products and interact with Jones Soda like they'd been able to way back in the beginning. And more recently, the company has been selling its wares through wholesale clubs like Costco and Sam's Club. They're also still doing their much-loved special releases, which still generate a good amount of excitement each time a new one is announced. The updated Jones product line now includes sugar-free sodas, energy drinks, juices, and even enhanced water. They've also experimented with new soda products like Mary Jones, a cannabis-infused soda that's generated its fair share of controversy. While Jones hasn't quite returned to the apex of its success, it has returned to profitability under new management. In fact, in 2021, the company reported revenues of nearly $15 million, and that despite an overall dip in the soda market. Unlike its large corporate competitors, sales of craft sodas like Jones are currently up. Maybe it's because current CEO Mark Murray used to work for Kraft. Just make the mac and cheese soda already, Jones. You know you want to. So, what do you think? What's your favorite Jones Soda? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other weird history food videos.